Jen said it must be
This is
true.
what happens when we take a week off. Oh, I don't know if I gonna. All right. Well, last time you spent quite a bit of time just hanging out, talking, doing research in Solstheim. You guys got new titles and everything. You did go to the archives and spend some time researching, and you got your notes there. I did make some amendments to the notes in the notes chat, so if you haven't already, please make note of those amendments.
Please make note of the notes.
Because when I'm speaking off the cuff, sometimes I get my own lore wrong.
Okay, just post a wiki page at this point.
So, yeah, your crystal does respond also to divination magic. You visited with the lexicon in private. And you kind of had a few options laid out for you. You got an update back from Param saying that supplies are extremely short right now due to revolts from the Sharen in Rosemont. You also got an update from Param that the Ravenswarm Academy and company are heading up toward Andrew Ryan from Aerosmere. And then, of course, as you've discussed, there also is information that the Dark Heiress is heading over to Shadowmoor. And then you got off the phone with your sister and got on the phone with your god and learned that Hecate has got something going on with her.
She in trouble.
So there's a lot of stuff.
Got off the phone with your sister. Got on the phone with God. Thank you.
Yep.
That's a new country line.
I quoted Zach on that one, so I don't get the credit.
That's my new country song line. I got off the phone with my sister and then got on my phone with God.
You know, when you sing it like that, I'm like, yeah, you're actually right.
That does sound like a fucking country song.
I mean, there's a reason why Manon sounds like this. I'm just saying. Her whole life kind of sounds like a country song. She did once maroon one of the pirates for kicking a dog.
I was born on an island that has a one-child policy.
Yeah.
They believe in tear, but not enough tear for me.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Oh, if you ever want to switch careers.
Yep. Thank you.
Next bard character just makes stories that they've heard country music singer.
So you spent the night at your mansion, and now you have a new day before you. What do you want to do?
We were waiting for Lady Nostra to show up to send us to Pretoria.
All right. So, while you're at breakfast, is there anything that you want to discuss before her ass shows up?
Podros is going to eat his normal keg of lard and whatever meat happens to go around him, or highly processed vegetable that is no longer in its state of nutrition.
One of these days, I'm gonna make a cleric that is the exact opposite of Pudge.
And then we'll make them fight or kiss, whatever.
A vegetarian
I don't want to
cleric.
see. I don't want to see Fudge kiss anybody.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to kiss Pudge.
I'm the health cleric. Eat a good balanced diet. Then they kiss and it's
They worship the food pyramid.
I think Pudge would just eat the other cleric out of dominance.
No, he can't. He can't eat anything that's like too. He would recognize that cleric as a vegetable.
You are what you eat, therefore you are a vegetable.
So he couldn't eat him.
So he doesn't eat herbivores?
No. He's too healthy.
Oh, too lean, not flavorful enough.
No, it'd probably kill. It'd probably go against his religion, I think.
Because I was just going to make one that was just like an Iron Chef or something like that.
Oh yeah, I know the anime you like. Alright.
You hear a knock on your door. Knock, knock, knock.
Legion answers the door because he's got nothing else better to do.
You open the door. And the first thing you see is Norstra. The second thing you see is next to her, a goblin.
A goblin.
Grabs halberd. Lady Norstra, do you want me to get that for you?
Actually, this is the help you've requested.
Oh, this is our butler.
Correct. I got my
What's your
jibs!
Jibs the butler. All right.
Butler.
Is the Jibs the butler wearing like a tiny like coat, or like tailcoat and like tie?
Yeah, but it's just the tailcoat and bow tie.
Oh, fantastic! No pants. He's just hanging goblin dog. Wonderful.
As we say in the biz, he's Pooh Bearing it up.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. It's just that the coat's a little oversized enough to where, his modesty is covered.
Ah, so it's almost like he's wearing like a coat dress.
Yeah. It's like Pooh Bear, but instead of a crop top, or, it goes down to his knees.
How could you fucking say to me that Pooh Bear is wearing a crop top? How can you say that to my face?
Hey, you guys, I just have to tell you, completely out of character, that that painting that I did, the pink frog,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it sold.
Oh!
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I only had it marked for $35, but somebody bought it.
You are an artiste.
Yeah.
It's good art.
Yeah.
And one of a kind.
Yeah, I made an art,
You made an art.
Hell
And
yeah.
somebody bought it.
and somebody bought it. Yeah.
You have mercantile value.
Oh no.
You're marketable.
Oh no.
She says, Jibs has proven himself as a graduate of the butlery school as of 3 years ago to have experience with bartending and cleaning services and also cooking.
So he does everything?
Yes, he's an all-in-one service.
Fantastic.
He'll also run and do the shopping.
Wonderful. What's your salary?
My salary is a gold per week. Or per day, sorry. Not per
I was
week.
like, gold a week. God damn.
A gold per day.
All right. Okay. I reach into my bag and I pull out 365 gold and I prepay him for the whole year.
I'll get to work immediately. He's got like a little
Like, our
toolbox.
dumbasses are never gonna remember.
Well, it's okay. He'll want to remember for us.
Yeah, he'll never remember. We'll never remember to pay him. So
Prepaid. Full year. Congratulations, you're hired.
Now, I believe your destination this afternoon is Praetoria. Legion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have to remind you how ambassadorship works around here. A mage from the Order of Erudition is assigned to each ambassador for protection and advisement. So not only will I be taking you there, I will be accompanying you. Assigned by Lord Matthias. Even though you killed my previous ambassador.
We don't need to mention that.
Wait, why'd you kill him?
Well, why'd I kill him?
Yes.
Because I'm party member needed information on his sister. Or brother. I don't remember.
Technically both. There's some stupid stuff happening there. Are you all ready for departure? Oh yeah, Freitas is coming down the stairs with all the luggage that Manon repacked.
Yeah.
You can see her
was like,
clunk,
ooh.
clunk, clunk down the stairs with the luggage.
No, don't drop my bag of fat. Took me years to grow that.
Wait, you can take it off?
You can't?
We've seen you eat
I hold-
bacon off the floor. What?
I
why
hold
would-
my arms out. I'm like, do I have fat?
Do you? Hold on, I'm gonna use my eyeballs real quick to detect fat.
Okay.
Detect fat.
Is man fat?
Manon is built like one of those Olympic speed walkers. It's like she is a proud member of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee. She's kind of shaped like a 2x4.
Manon, I'm sorry to say. Tears in eyes. There is no fat to you.
Yeah, I'm aware.
I'm sorry. I will pour extra grease in your breakfast.
You don't need to do that.
I've already poured grease in your breakfast, don't worry. I know how you
We
robots
don't
are.
eat.
That's so gross.
Also, we also don't have any fat.
He just goes around rubbing grease into your joints so you don't squeak.
Oh, he has
Like,
like
that's
a,
what he does when you're in sentry mode. He's like, I can't get him to eat it, but wheat.
if he's like, if it's like a gas tank, he'll just go up and like. Alright.
Ugh.
All right.
Suddenly a grease fire.
If everything's in order, then I can open the portal immediately.
I have one real quick important question. Which is really just where does this portal drop us off at?
Well, that depends. I have seen Praetoria.
Mm-hmm.
I've never actually been there.
Mm-hmm.
I can attempt to get us there directly, or I can get us to Namora and we can sail there. Or I could get us to Caldore. Caldore is a little further of a sail.
I say we risk it and see if we can get there. And I'll do my very best to like describe like the big like fountain square in front of like the basilica there. And as I do it, I will use this to cast guidance.
Okay. Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sort of imagining this as like a somehow more militant Vatican City.
Somehow more militant.
Yeah, like the just like the soldiers in Pretoria aren't like as hilariously decorative as the ones in Vatican City.
It's Christian North Korea.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's Malta! I just realized it's Malta! Holy shit!
I was gonna say, is your country, is Victoria run by the Borgia?
Well, no. No, there is a government. And I'll tell them, I'll cast exposition, I'll tell them about the government of Pretoria. There's a cardinal, abbot, prior, almoner. So there's like a president, the prime leader, the head of justice, speaker of the house. There's an honor guard, which are like secret police.
Oh God, it's never
And,
good if your country has secret police.
oh, well, they're more like federal police, I guess. And then, so that's the government, and then within the holy orders of the country, there are monks, paladins, and the clerics. I went to cleric school and got kicked out of cleric school, as you do. And there's also, apparently, which I did not know until I didn't know it was real until Hecate. I saw Hecate again, but there's also the conservatorship, which is like special agents. I don't know.
Neat.
Man, and roll a d4 for me.
All right. It's a 4.
It's a 4. Let's see where this goes. She rolls a 44.
This is teleport, isn't it?
It is.
Wait, does my D4 add or subtract to that number? Because isn't a lower number better for teleport?
No.
Oh, the other way. Okay.
Yeah, the higher the number, the better. Okay. Huh. You prevented a mishap with your D4 by 1.
Woo!
71 badge.
I looked to see if I had like major or minor image so that I could like show her, and I didn't. The closest thing I had was guidance. I was like, here we go.
Okay.
Why is beer affecting me so much?
Getting older.
Estrogen reduces muscle mass.
Ah, shit.
So
You were like, you're getting older. Also, yes, but estrogen reduces muscle mass.
Ah, shit.
But the good news is that you're better equipped to survive in a survival cannibalism situation, extreme survival. Women are much more adept at surviving in extreme survival situations.
Oh, good.
Like all the people that survived the Donner Party were women.
Good. Why is that? Women's fat storage or something?
Fat storage, but it also has to do with the fact that women tend to be much better endurance athletes. So women have much higher endurance than men do. Sorry, y'all. You are ill prepared for the apocalypse.
I mean, men are inherently just designed to just, blow their load and then they're done. They're dunskies. That's it,
I'm ill prepared for tomorrow.
I'm ill prepared for tomorrow.
You know what? Fair. Fair, boo. That is absolutely fair.
You watch as she takes each of you by the hand, and you form a circle with your little luggage, and then you go tumbling through this magical space tunnel, and then you appear unharmed. But this is not Pretoria.
Wait a second. Damn it!
Hold on, we've been here before.
I need to get the map.
This is Namora, right?
You are in Rosemont.
We're in Rosemont. Okay.
I need to pull out the map.
Well, as it turns out, I guess we're taking a boat.
Rosemont. Oh, not that far.
In the general area.
I'm just personally,
Wait.
I'm just glad we didn't teleport into a wall.
Aren't there riots going on right now?
Yep.
In here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Where did we teleport out? Are we in an alleyway? Or are we just in the middle of this main street?
Mm-hmm.
It's like Paris when those riots started.
Or like Baldur's Gate when the riots started.
Like Baldur's Gate when the riots started.
Or Riot Week.
Or
When the riots started.
Yeah.
One moment.
How fucked are we?
I was really hoping you guys that she would roll well. I was not prepared for a...
For us to get dropped into the middle of a riot. Happy Riot Week.
Yeah. You teleport in the middle of the streets of Rosemont, and the last time you had been here, it was bustling with Sharan slaves hauling around goods, carrying out day-to-day business and logistics, with guards watching over them, making sure everything was kept in order. But this time, you come to the scene and you look around, and there's been damage to buildings. There are structures on fire. There's not slaves running around in high population where you're at, but you can hear whistling of the local guard. Citizens seem to be out of the streets, probably in their homes, you would presume.
Resist. Urge to start riot.
And in the distance, you watch as, almost as if explosive fluids lit up, as you can see, and a mushroom cloud comes up from one of the buildings a few blocks down.
We should find a ship.
Well, did that explosion come from towards the harbor or away from the harbor?
That seems to be away from the harbor.
Okay.
Norster looks around. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah, there are riots happening. I climb up on Legion's shoulders so that I can get a better view. And I'm going to do my best to use my skills of perception to, guide us safely through the streets, maybe? I'd like to try to do that, to find a safe way through the streets.
I'd like to get away from the riots now.
Did we start these riots?
Kinda.
Kinda.
We did the last time we were here go through an entire mine, and we did hand out a bunch of like Vive la Revolution pamphlets.
Oh shit, I was there for that.
Yeah, yeah. We hit out. We handed out like shake off your chains.
Okay.
It's better to die free than live a slave.
All right. Once we eliminate the zombie, the undead Nazis in Erismere or whatever they are, we could handle imperialist France later.
Kingdom of France, most likely.
Yeah, there's enough distraction going on over there where you could run to the harbor and jump aboard some kind of ship, depending on how you do this.
Okay. I want to look for like to see if I see any like thieves' cant around to see if I can find like ships that don't mind doing a little bit of smuggling, maybe, because that seems like perhaps we do not want official record of our progress through this. So I'll look in the harbor and see if I can find like any thieves' cant that points me in the right direction of somebody who would not ask too many questions about our birth and going to Pretoria.
Make an investigation check.
All right. Okay.
19. Well, it helps in that a lot of... There aren't as many options here as there normally have been. Due to the strikes and lack of supply and stuff, these ships are either, out doing business elsewhere, or they are just kind of like hunkered down. Some of them probably just wanted to get away from the violence, protect their assets. There's a few ships, though, and if you ask around and look around, kind of get a feel for people when you engage them. There's one particular elven man who speaks to you, saying, "You don't look foreign, or you don't look domestic. Are you with the Osteo Trading Company?"
Do I know what that is?
It's one of the major companies here who do shipping or manufacturing.
God, Manon's really bad at this. We're not, but we are with the private sector in search of birth to Pretoria.
Well, I have all my other shipments got cancelled. Would you like a taxi service over?
I'd like to. How much?
That depends. For all of you, I would charge 30 gold per person.
There are 5 of us?
It's you three, Fridus, and Lady Norstra.
Okay.
Fridus is like shaking.
Oh. I'll squeeze her hand. Do I feel like he's given us a good deal, considering the circumstances?
It looks like he just threw out a number.
Okay, he might be gouging us on principle.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
You've been around pirates. The first proposed deal is hardly ever the final.
Uh, $20 or 20 gold a person.
Bucks.
$20.
It's gotten bad. Now they got into script.
Yeah, 20 gold.
23, and I'll throw in some wine for you on the way over.
23, you'll provide wine and a nice meal. As nice as you can get on the ship.
25, take it or leave it.
If you want the meal, throw in 1 extra gold.
All right.
All right. Shake on it. I don't see a wolf master around, so.
Yeah, I just pay for everybody.
All right.
Because it's so much fun when your character is canonically bad with money.
It's quite good for punchless. Let the lady one talk.
Yeah.
Oh, also, vegetables are against my lizard friend's religion.
Well, it's a good thing we don't have any aversion to beef or pork.
Fantastic.
I will need to see your kitchen works. I will help improve your cooking method for your soldiers' health.
When all of this is happening, I want to message Lady Norstra and be like, do you happen to have any sort of like calm emotions that might work on Frida's? Because she's looking like she is gonna yak.
Well, before we depart from the port, I suppose we could get some sedatives.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call. I will ask Pudulus just to see if because I always forget that Pudulus can do spells, and he got really salty about it the last time. And I'm like,
do paladins get calm emotions?
I don't know, but I'm like, Pudge, my girlfriend's really scared of the ocean. Do you have any spells that might work on her, or like maybe like a really heavy meal that would just put her to sleep? Maybe some. Oh, I realize I have an entire sack of laudanum. I could just drug her, and she'd never know. Never mind.
You do have laudanum.
Nope.
You have a lot of
That's
laudanum.
Manon, that train of thought, kill immediately.
Wait, this is your partner, your domestic partner, and you're gonna laudanum them?
I'll ask first, probably.
Okay, so when she gets pissed at you, I do have calm emotion. I'm noticing something about you. I'll let you figure it out later, but go do the laudanum thing. I want to see how it works out. Anyways, I'm gonna be cooking. Legion, I have to cook.
Oh, yeah, it means you need my halberd.
Frida's honey. So I know that you were saying, I know that you get really seasick and don't want to talk about like the ocean and stuff. And I think that you are lovely and wonderful and beautiful, and I'm so glad that you're coming with us. Would you like me to give you drugs while we are on the ocean? So that you are sedated?
Or at least high.
Or high?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Here's some magic weed.
Yeah. I'll add like 2 drops of laudanum to her glass of wine when we get that is provided with dinner.
Yeah, you below deck. There's a spread that they can put together for you.
A spread
It's-
of laudanum?
It has like an allure of being luxurious. You've seen better, but they tried. They put a candelabra in the middle.
Ooh, fancy. Open flame on a ship seems dangerous. What's the name of the ship?
Oh Lord. The SS Hootenanny.
Ooh.
Says who did that? That's not French.
Hootenanny.
Tanane.
Yes, that's indomitable. Indomitable.
Indomitable. Oh no, everyone's on the ship. Everyone on the ship is a fighter.
They had to constantly roll indomitable checks again to do their job.
Yeah.
Yeah, Freitas will throw down the wine and then go and sleep in one of the hammocks below deck.
I'll warn everybody whose hammock is near hers. She snores, and if you wake her up, she will stab you. I found that out the hard way. Has scar inside one arm. Very
Like this-
fast.
I feel like this would not phase some Frenchmen.
Probably not. The big beautiful woman. She snores, but also is dangerous.
It is no problem. I have had sex with a Basque woman and survived.
With a Basque woman. Alright, you guys depart from the harbor.
Oh, we're on sea now. Ring of water walking on. I don't want to sink.
Alright.
Oh, I'm up too. Because just because he's here doesn't mean I'm losing progress on this fucking spell.
You're up to
Okay.
nothing good.
Almost always.
How many days left?
13.
Dope.
And then my changes are permanent. And all divination magic will think that Tegan is a fae and a what kind of wizard is he?
He's an
Tegan-
invocation.
Yeah, so then he I think I said that I made him an illusion wizard.
Oh, that fake fire hurts like real fire.
Yeah. I've also taken those drugs before.
Yeah.
Man.
Mm.
Alright. Man, are you on? Are you okay? All
Am
you
I?
eat is drug and you're skinny.
Oh no, drug is not all I eat.
It's not all I eat.
Well, to be fair, I do eat a lot of food, and it's true. Whenever you have dinner with Manon, she eats everything in front of her. She just is one of those people whose growth got stunted when they were young. And like she'll hit 30 and then finally grow tits and an ass, but until then it's just like all metabolism all the time.
Pudge's is gonna like start putting higher portions.
Of grease and meat?
of
I just
whatever.
imagine most of Pudge's meals are like, not bacon. What's like the fatter version of bacon? Pork belly. Just like,
I imagine he always feeds us turducken, but it's just different animals stuck inside of each other.
Yes. The old salamander sandwich. Yeah, so whatever you're getting from Pudge, double it.
Pudge doesn't eat any of like or keeps any of the demon or devil gook that he sees after we kill demons or devils, does he? Don't make that face.
No, he's. I definitely saw him try to eat some demon ichor. Not gonna lie.
That's how you get mutations. Do you want mutations, Pudge?
You know, I heard about that. Like, I heard that in hell that there's a whole lake full of it. It'll make your eyeballs crawl out of your head.
Oh, gross. We don't even have eyeballs. You know what? It's time for Legion to get high. Pulls out a magnet and sticks it to his head.
Oh God.
Just partially erases his hard drive.
It's kind of like it's almost like that book I read. Where the robot has sex.
Almost like Futurama.
It needs a bug.
Half of the pixels in one of his eyeball screens goes out.
Scream. It just starts like whizzing out.
All right, assholes, you're not lucky this time.
Oh fuck! Fight time!
The combat.
There's a dragon turtle.
A dragon turtle. Oh.
Hold that
I
back.
don't know why French.
It
Sounds a
is
little
the
bit like
land. They
count.
they all speak. They all speak francophone. Is my map broken?
one dragon turtle. Hopefully it's not two.
Is your map broken? All I see is Rosebud.
Same.
Oh shit.
I see the airship in the back, and I really wanted this world to have airships. Oh, there's another one.
It's got one.
It does
Same
have
deal.
one.
Oh, shit.
We did our very best to crash it. Lucky is here also. Boop.
Who's that woman?
That's Lady Norstra.
Oh, this is Legion's old token. Adios.
I must meet with my Kern.
Yeah, you guys are just like riding it out, having a time, and then you just hear a crunch in the hull of the ship, and water kind of comes in.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh. I always forget to give Lucky his own initiative, but I didn't forget this time.
Oh, I got robbed. Fucking
My owl is faster than you.
Click me.
It
He's
looked
not
like
real.
It's not real. But it looked like it was gonna stay on a natural 20, and then it just rolled over to a 2.
I have to meet my Kern.
The dragon turtles are your kin?
Yes.
I need another beer before we start combat.
What?
That's right.
You know what?
Same.
Same. I gotta go pee. I pissed off the person.
I don't think y'all have ever fought a dragon turtle before.
Nope. Y'all fought a dragon turtle in... Excuse me. Subterfuge.
Did we?
A young one. Not a full-grown one. Because it puked up treasure on the ship.
Mmm.
What you drinking, Jen?
Mango cart?
Jen, by the way,
Yes.
you can either make a nature check or a history check.
Okay.
One of these things.
I don't think I am proficient in... it's the same. I'm not proficient in either of them. Let's do nature. It's a 15.
I'm gonna DM you this. You know that. The problem with having a big house.
All right, go brag more.
Zach has to go on a journey to fetch a beer.
It's not that far. Okay, I thought you were thinking about yourself. I was like, Quentin.
My house is not big. What the fuck?
Sorry, it's big. I only have 2 bedrooms. I have 2 rooms. Fuck you. I only have 2 rooms. It's the slight above me. I'm gonna like I'll fight you. Listen, I know the plan from his place straight to the beer. It's not far.
It is not that
You
far.
just go-
My parents' house was fucking terrible to go fetch anything.
Hello?
Sorry, I got recruited to hold baby.
See, I told you. It's not.
Yeah, it's a pretty long trek from upstairs in the house I had with my ex to get beer. Yeah, because the room that you stayed in, Olivia, is where like my computer was. So if I wanted to get beer, I had to go out and then down and all the way to the fridge.
All
and
the way
back.
around.
It's the stairs. I tell you.
All right, you guys are fighting a dragon turtle. Surprise!
Dragon turtle.
Dragon turtle.
Man, and you hear the crunch and the rushing of water, and you realize something is amiss.
I'm like, oh, shit. I will use my movement to climb up something tall so I can see better into the water to see if I can see what it is. And then I see the dragon turtle, presumably.
You do.
What languages do I speak? Well, none of those are fucking helpful.
It's afraid. It's afraid.
Okay.
Do you speak Draconic?
Well, I see that it's a dragon turtle, and also that I know that Pudge is our face. And so I'll be like, hey, Pudge, you know you can negotiate with dragon turtles.
Truly an opportunity to speak with my kind. Can I talk as like out of turns?
So I will notch an arrow and hold it for if negotiations with Pudge and this dragon turtle go south.
Okay. Pudge.
Gargantuan kin, please, why do you attack this vessel?
These waters are rife of mortal men carrying treasures. I demand tribute as you pass through my domain.
Pudge, what is he saying?
He wants tribute, as is his right of owning the land, the sea as it were, and I suggest that we give him some resources from the cargo. What resources are in the cargo? Please say nothing so I can tell him we have nothing.
I haven't had business for weeks. There is no cargo here aside from you.
Cousin, I speak to the dragon turtle. Cousin, there is nothing on this ship. I do not want to waste your time. There are better catches out there. There are people that flee the city, refugees, boats full of people.
Hold on. Hold on.
You can speak Draconic.
Good point.
You keep your alignment to yourself.
Hey, shut up.
Legion just sits there and goes, huh, I wonder what they're talking about.
You see him like moving his hands around. Kin, cousin, please, I beg of you, waste not your time on us, and spend your time wreaking what is owed to you from that horrid land of the unscaled card.
I'm just like,
Where is it you go, supposed kin?
I go to the wretched land of Praetoria. These people know not of any value, good, or worth, but I have been tasked to prevent them from causing trouble. And in my task, I will make sure that they know not of you, and they will not seek you.
There has been a lack of treasure on the seas as of late, and my hoard has gone stagnant.
I will tell them of great riches on the land across the bay.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm like, Jen is sitting here hoping that this dragon doesn't realize that we are in fact covered in magical items.
Shiny gold metal plate, whatever. I'm still carrying around mithril plate.
Yeah, I've got a sack full of magical items. I'm wearing magical items. I have a solid gold breastplate, or solid silver breastplate on.
I was gonna ask if like giving him the mithril plate would be like a good enough bribe. Just be like, I will pay you 1 mithril plate to fuck off.
Okay, for Pudulus' rationalization, yes, he sees him as closer and does actually see him as kin, but also because they're dragon-like, I gotta keep my own. I gotta watch for myself. So he's willing to lie to this fucker, but also he is willing to send the unscaly people into the ocean too.
If it is true you have no treasure, then I will not waste my time. I will go hunt out those who you speak of, and I will rob them either of their gold or their lives. And he descends back into the ocean.
I pour one out for my kid.
Like, Pudge, didn't you tell me once that if you got to eat a dragon, you felt like you would be more closer to achieving your goals?
Bannon, I agree. But I feel like he was not dragony enough.
Oh,
and I don't want to live my life in the ocean. I want to
fish are too
fly.
healthy.
Too healthy, too lean. But he is living his life. He is down there, moisturized, in his lane. Let us not disturb him. His lane in question.
Shipping lanes.
He is in his shipping lane.
Man, everyone here, what's your passive perceptions? I don't have to worry about Manon. Legion and Fudge, what are your passive perceptions?
15.
Shit. Passive perception? 15.
15.
Mine's 23.
Manon notices
That's
it
cool.
first, and then the captain calls it out. You're all discussing afterward, and then off in the distance you see a little ship just start sinking.
Nobody else notices it. I maybe don't say anything.
Maybe don't.
In the distance.
Somebody help us! Where the fuck did this dragon turtle come from?
Oh god, if I can hear them... Oh no, can I hear them calling for help?
No, it's way off in the distance.
Okay, because I know that the rules of the sea are if you can offer aid, you are obligated to do so.
I mean, you see it sinking.
Well, technically, Pudulus did that. Just the other side of the sea equation.
Well, right, but I don't know what you said to that dragon turtle.
Nobody asked. That's so true. Nobody asked.
I'm like, Does anybody else see that?
See what?
Fuck. Do I think by the time we get there, they'd all be dead anyway?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I think that dragon turtle just went off and attacked another ship, and I can see them, like, flailing for help and screaming in the distance, like, right over there. And the rules of the sea obligate us to help if we can.
No. The rules of nature have spoken.
That's not the rules of the sea. Pudge,
No.
what did you say?
I told him that we are of no value to him. For he is great and massive, and we have nothing. But I did say that there are plenty of refugees fleeing the waters.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Pudge, why?
It is simple. They return to the sea.
I'm gonna pull out a squirt bottle and just squirt Pudge a couple of times in the face. No, bad Pudge.
Listen, we need to go to your trauma island.
It's actually vegetable stock in there to make it extra punishing.
That actually punishes. No, we need to stop it. We need to go to Pretoria. We dropped everything. There were people who were starving and needed supplies. So we need to do this. If we're gonna do it, we can't get away. Otherwise, why did we do this first?
Damn it, why are you so convincing? Alright.
Because I eat my grease.
You just hear the sound below deck of people like hammering board repairs.
I cuddle Ralphie and I spend some time speaking in Sylvan to Ralphie, and I'm just like, you better not start. You know what? I'm all for you harassing children and torturing acolytes and chasing around the little kids at monk school. It's fine. Eat all the voles you want. Goblins, whatever. It's fine. But, like, don't... You're allowed to find Pudge's appetite inspiring. I don't... If he starts proselytizing to you, please tell me.
Coos at you.
Proselytizing?
Mm-hmm.
Not before long. Da 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 da.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Manon, you see on the horizon the shoreline of your old home, Pretoria.
I quietly have a panic attack.
It's not very quiet. We just hear a wee coming
Yeah.
from it.
Yeah,
Holds Ralphie tighter and screams around. No one knows.
Yeah.
No one knows.
Internally screaming.
I use Ralphie's fur and feathers to muffle, like I'm screaming into the back of a pillow.
Let me get all my trauma and scream it into you.
Oh, damn.
I've been on that date.
As you come upon the rocky shoreline, you can see the number of generously sparsed out stone towers, buildings of unique architecture. And seaport's a small but well-kept seaport.
How many ships are coming in and out of it?
I would also like to know this. Different reasons.
There's perhaps 2 other ships in port.
But none like really leaving? Like there's not a lot of travel?
No.
What can you expect out of a backwater people? Also, hopefully we can get them to be more open to the world. specifically to the east.
Surprised they aren't more. Oh, I thought they would be like sending missionaries to every corner of the globe or something like that.
No. No. Well, I mean, we leave during Rumspringa to do that. Like, it's really more like you get to leave the island and spread the good word, whatever. But you only do it when you're young, and then you're expected to come back and, like, have a family.
Yeah.
Does anybody ever bring back a family?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I guess maybe if you converted somebody, maybe.
A backwards people with a narrow gene pool.
Yeah,
No offense, man.
That's okay.
If it's kind of like the Order of the Radiant Heart, like if you sponsor somebody and they come and really prove themselves a devout member of the clergy of special note, then you may be considered for immigration.
Yeah. It's like a weird merit-based immigration system, but like your merit is actually how much God loves you.
This place seems awful.
Well, there's a reason why I left as soon as they were like, hey, why don't you go do Rumspring and you'll see that the rest of the world is full of sinners and you'll come back.
And then you never came back.
And then I never came back because it turned out that I enjoyed the company of treasonous sinners.
When your ship pulls into port, the harbor master, as you might refer to them, or a wharf master, seems to be a member of the Templar Order. A large man with a brown beard, clad in gold and silver armor. What brings you to Praetoria?
Diplomacy.
I'm standing behind Pudge and then also behind Legion.
I assume she can hide, like being behind me.
Are you trying to hide yourself, Manon?
Hold on, let me see.
I'm sure.
No, I get my shit under control. I get my shit together. I start off hiding, and then I find myself again. And I step forward and out of the shadow of my large companions.
You're an honor tide.
I am?
Welcome home. As he steps to the side.
Thank
All right.
you.
Manon, do you want to lead the way? I could go first if you want me to.
I don't know if I want somebody so skinny representing our group.
Well, think of it this way, Pudge. I'll go first as and if anyone's eaten, it'll be me. And then you'll have the chance to devour them back.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
I think that's the perfect ambassadorship that the league needs from us.
I adjust my finery a little bit. I'm suddenly very glad that I switched up my look so that I look like I have money and clout.
And have an entourage.
Yeah. I'm wearing the silver breastplate that I had made over like fine robes. got my hair up with the little silver combs, big honking diamond in the middle of the breastplate. I'm like, I feel like Ralphie is trained enough that I'm not carrying him in the papoose. I'm expecting him just to heal, to heal at my side.
Does Ralphie have a collar yet?
Yeah, Tegan made him a collar like they put on those Pyrenees mountain dogs. That if and there's a health potion under his neck.
Right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Tegan made him a little collar with a health potion under it. I will. Well, I assume that I know where the Capitol building is.
Yes. So when you go through the docks in the harbor, it leads you up a path in elevation toward a large stone wall encircled city, and you're allowed through the gateway with free passage.
What, is being on an island not isolationist enough? They need a wall too?
Don't you know that don't you know that life is all a game of who the gods love most?
No.
You make your way into the city streets.
Oh,
How does the average citizen look?
When you walk through, people of the various denominations walk around, and they're dressed conservatively. Many of them in tunics, robes, full coverage. Most of the women have their hair done up. Nobody really has their hair down if it's not already covered by something.
So you're saying literally nobody has their hair down?
Everyone has it up or braided, or they've done something with it.
Do they look sickly or small or?
It's mostly just me.
Everybody seems to be well fed. They're of a height you would expect. They're filled out, but nobody is obese or overweight.
Is there
An unhealthy
there-
society.
any people that would be, I guess, considered undesirable? Homeless, just general beggars and stuff.
Buskers.
No, Legion, you have traversed much of the world over your years, and this place is unique in that, no, there's no beggars. And it's actually hard to differentiate between who's wealthy and who's not. Everybody looks very much the same. The architecture seems to be built into the geography in such a way where they have carved out, like where water naturally flowed, they seem to have just taken a step further and enhanced it to be befitted to the purposes of a city. So rather than streets, they have canals and sidewalks, and people seem to traverse through riverboats for more expedient travel. Otherwise, they're walking like it's the Riverwalk.
Are they smoking like it's the Riverwalk? Fucking foreigners and their goddamn cigars on my. I'm sorry. Never mind. I'm not out of city racist. I live in the best nation,
Tourists
San
are awful.
Antonio.
So you guys definitely stick out like sore thumbs as you walk through here. And Manon, you want to go to the capital, as it were?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I fight the urge to go to my parents' home. and I guide everyone to the Capitol building. Like, yeah.
Okay.
I imagine, given the fact that the first person I saw was a Holy Templar, that my family will find out that I am back sooner rather than later. Anyway.
Okay. You make your way up to the center point of the city in the heart of the metropolis. And surrounded by towers and buildings is the Temple of the Cardinal. And it's busy here. There seems to be quite a few people coming in and out. Some general security. These guards in particular are decorated in red, which speaks to you that they are of the honor guard. And as you approach, they notice your unique party and will inquire, "Man in honor tide, what brings you to the Cardinal's doorstep?"
I'm here under the request, hand, and authority of the Australithic League as part of a diplomatic mission.
That's quest, hand, and authority.
You are beholden to the Australithic League?
I am. I have been granted a title and property and citizenship with the Australithic League. For services rendered. I've been made a Knight Protector, as have been my companions.
If that is indeed the case, then the Cardinal would want to see you. Do you have proof of such?
Receipts.
Yeah, I point at Legion's receipts. I point at we got paperwork. Did we get like medallions or anything, or is it paperwork?
Yeah, you got a written medallions.
Okay. So I'll pull the diplomatic medallion along with my coin of Tamora out from behind my tunic collar and display both of them. If you require, if that's not enough proof, I point to Lady Norstra. Our attaché also has paper documentation.
That won't be necessary. Welcome home, man in honor tide, as they part the way.
That sounded like a threat.
Oh, you just got that?
And you're allowed in. Now, most of the time in Praetoria, you're used to big grandeur. But when you enter the chambers of the Cardinal, it's much more small. But
Small grandeur.
Oh, that looks like it's made of pixie dust.
the design of the chambers is much more luxurious than that of what you're used to.
Why is the turn order still up?
You're gonna battle a dragon turtle.
I'll do another negotiation. God damn it!
The cardinal is actually a dragon turtle.
Suddenly, second dragon turtle.
I will sacrifice so many people to Dragonkin.
Right before we go, I step in to the room. Like I'll take a second and I'll like shine the toe of my boots on the backs of my pant leg. And like I look at Lady Norster and I'm like, do I look sufficiently authoritative?
Regal, even.
Like a rich bitch.
Okay.
Go get them, Tiger.
I stand up as tall as possible, which is not very tall. And I square my shoulders, and I walk in, and I try to imagine that I am walking onto a battlefield, because I'm not very good at social interactions, but god damn it, I can kill some shit.
I'm gonna kill the shit out of this social interaction.
This is the adventure equivalent of picturing everyone in their underwear. I'm picturing everyone in initiative order.
That's not a good idea for Quentin's campaign. Everyone is hot.
Or old.
Or old.
Or old.
Hot or old.
I don't care what you say. I could fight every old. I could fight all the olds and the hot.
Have we seen someone who's hot and old?
Just shut up.
I think that we've gotten a few people that were described as, like, attractive older men.
Foxes. What, would the gay man put in gray foxes into this campaign? What do you mean that is? Attractive older man. Alright. Wait, does he have a fucking airship?
Why am I so small?
Everybody is small to God.
I suddenly really wish that Tegan was here.
What the?
As you step in, the chamber is cleared, almost as if she sent everyone away upon word of your arrival. And I don't... You may have seen throughout your youth at public events the Cardinal speaking or making an appearance. But this is the first time you've had a chance to really speak to her directly. And her voice echoes through the acoustics of the room. Manon, daughter of Trivia, sister of Hecate, daughter of Sir and House Honortide. What brings you to my doorstep after all this time away from home?
I have found calling and home and purpose in fighting the battles of the Australithic League, and I am here in a diplomatic overture from their leaders because we have intel that the Dark Heiress is making moves south of here, and we thought that reaching out in a diplomatic overture to Pretoria would be a better play than a ill-timed full-scale invasion of Shadowmoor?
I agree that this is a preferable alternative to that. I appreciate you letting us know. How have you been?
Well, I'm the Knight Protector of the Australithic League, and I am chosen of Tamora.
It sounds like you've made quite a name for yourself, Manon.
Well, I did it in blood and sacrifice, and in saving lives. And that is what I am here to continue to
Ryan
do.
Reynolds here. Big wireless.
Well, you have caught my attention, and you've conveyed the information you intended with the proper audience. Will you be departing immediately, or do you have other plans while you're here at home?
Well, you don't seem particularly surprised by that information, which leads me to believe that you knew that the Dark Heiress is intending on perhaps ripping open a planar vortex on Shadowmoor, is probably in possession of planar crystals that you all have also been seeking. And you have to know, if your eyes really see as much as they seem to, that I am not leaving here without seeing my sister.
I can understand that sentiment. I can't say that I know where your sister is.
Is this bitch lying to me?
Is this bitch lying to me? I won't hesitate, bitch.
I'm gonna use a luck point on that. Fuck you, lady. That's worse. God damn it. Alright.
You try to read her, but she's composed and confident in her delivery. I don't know where your sister is. Your parents are in town if you'd like to see them.
I have a feeling that I won't have a choice except to see them. Perhaps you could do me a favor then, Cardinal, as a diplomatic courtesy, if you will. Do you think that you could perchance make inquiries as to where my sister is?
I can do that for you.
Fantastic. Perhaps also you could answer a question for me. And before I say this next bit, can I make a perception check to see if I hear anyone outside the doors to this chamber?
Sure.
Can I also see if there's any troops hidden behind any pillars or anything?
That is a 32.
Never mind.
Yeah, you listen around. There doesn't seem to be any like ambush forces in the room. Outside the door you came from, you can hear the general murmur of people in the halls moving around and talking. Presumably there's guards standing post at the doors. But you seem to have been granted a private audience.
Okay. How likely is it that at some point between here and my parents' home or other destinations, that a flock of red cloaked soldiers is going to descend upon me?
Man, and there is something I want you to know about where I personally stand on your choices. The example of how you choose to lead your life is a liability in proximity to our institutions and our youth and the way that the values and the teachings that we provide them. So long as you are confident in your decision to go into the world and choose to separate yourself from Praetoria, then that is no longer a liability to us. And if it truly is an impossibility for you to adopt our way of living, then we agree to disagree, and I suggest you continue life with the Australithic League. But if that is truly your choice, then it is my recommendation that we limit bringing up the past you've had here with us.
Do they want you to sign an NDA? What?
More like, if you truly don't want us to live here, stay the fuck away.
I would not have returned here except that my sense of honor and duty would not let me stay away. I have
Feel confident.
I have a duty and obligation to continue to protect the people. And I am bound by the honor of blood to inquire as to the well-being of my only sister. And but for that, I would have stayed as far away from this wretched island as I could have.
I see you are not without reason, and I believe you. in that you'd prefer to not be here standing before me today. And so I take what you say seriously into consideration. I will inquire about your sister, and I can guarantee your safety while you are here on diplomatic business.
Thank you.
If you do not want to see your parents, then we do not have to arrange that.
Why? I think that having met my mother, if I did not arrange to see them, she would find other ways to arrange it for herself. And perhaps in a less advantageous way than I would prefer.
Very well. I can assure you, measures will be taken to address the issue in Shadowmoor. So while you're here, I hope that at least quells your anxieties about Durisfall.
Measures will be taken. In the interest of diplomatic transparency, this is a pit stop on our way to Shadowmoor. I think that we have put too much blood, sweat, and tears, and not to mention the fact that nobody else we seem to have encountered in our journeys is competent.
OCC, here's our card. Please don't call us.
After I am assured of my sister's safety and well-being, that is where we intend to go.
If you would like, I can send you a message, or you can come visit me again.
As gracious as your hospitality has been, I think that perhaps if you could arrange a message sent to us, at the very least we wouldn't waste your time.
Very well. I will send word to the different factions to let them know that you have returned on diplomatic business, and that we will treat you with the respects that is due.
Does it sound like that respect is in quotation marks?
It sounds like they will be begrudging.
Okay.
But because she said so.
Okay, good. Okay.
Man, and I know living an alternative lifestyle within one of our institutions carries a lot of punitive weight. And I want you to know I want what's best for you and everyone else here, and how the church chooses to enforce their tenets is decided upon with their own volition. It has nothing to do with our central church. I wish you all the best with Austrolithic League's challenges.
You mean the whole-scale invasion and the unholy pacts that the Dursfall Empire has made with vestige deities and devils and human sacrifice? Those troubles?
And human experimentation.
Right, that one.
That among other things.
Okay. I appreciate your denial of responsibility and your cooperation with my diplomatic mission. And I look forward to hearing from you about my sister. And if there is any information that you feel may be pertinent, so that perhaps if your forces and our forces may cross on Shadowmoor, that diplomatic relations remain cordial. That would also be appreciated.
She nods.
Love.
Would you like to go to your old home?
Like to. Might be a bit of an exaggeration, but I believe that that is the next logical stop.
Then I may have transportation arranged for you if that is your preference.
Thank you.
She takes one final look across the party, looks Norstra up and down. It's good seeing you, Manon. There will be a riverboat waiting outside for you.
I very purposefully do not do sort of the religious trappings of, like, I don't know, whatever genuflection I'm supposed to do. But I do bow.
Okay. When you exit, you go back to the canal-directed streets.
The second I am out of the palace, like, my knees go weak. Like,
Cool, you just stared down like the leader of your country. Former country.
Is that what happened? Because I'm pretty sure I blacked out.
You just stone cold, like, face tanked most of the thinly veiled threats she was making.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I didn't look. Well, I just pretended that the next thing I got to do was shoot her. It seemed to be okay.
It looked like she has respect for you, I think. She did ask you not to come back ever again.
Yeah. As it turns out, as it turns out, the fact that I left Pretoria and then found myself like fame and accolades and honor elsewhere amongst the sinful world probably isn't great for their status quo.
Well, it's too bad. You're an emissary of the Australithic League. Who cares? If their society is so weak that an example of their best leaving and thriving outside of their land weakens them, then what good are they? They're a pale people who don't even put spice on their food.
It's true. You should try the mashed potatoes. No, you shouldn't. Never mind. That's against the rules.
Is this all like English cooking?
There's a lot of seafood because it's an island. But like, you know, I imagine it's sort of like,
It's all boiled. It's all boiled.
yeah, it's a lot of like hearty fish stews. Lots of root vegetables. It's very austere. Every day is like Lent.
Oh.
Yeah, this is forever Lent.
Yeah.
This place is awful.
Well,
Yes.
That felt like
barring the
talking-
child abuse.
Barring the child abuse, that's about like talking to my bishop again.
Yeah. Yeah. Just be grateful you didn't meet the archbishop. Oh no.
Are we gonna have to meet the archbishop?
I hope not.
Also, I still don't believe that she doesn't know where your sister is.
Oh no, she almost certainly knows, but I couldn't catch her in the lie. I think she's been doing politics too long.
no. Even if you could prove it, who cares?
Well, no, fair. I suppose it just...
A lie just proves the hypocrisy that your existence proves. So don't care.
Philosophical lizard.
I will
Yeah.
eat all this.
Now, man,
Small-
you know that to get to your parents' house, you're going to have to go to the district of the archdiocese. Each faction, so there's the general metropolis and a lot of laymen live there, but if you're a member, student, or master of one of the factions, then there are particular districts that you would operate in and reside in. And you are transported over to your district.
Oh, hot damn. Is that an angel?
Built into the higher elevations of the mountain, the first stop to one of the districts is the archdiocese. And built on the cliff are homes, neighborhoods, small businesses, and a lot of churches, seminaries.
Absolutely unit of a fucking statue.
Oh, I believe that is the Angel Elandriel. He's an angel of Lathander.
Dear God, it's not worshipped here, is it?
She is not.
The closer and closer you get to the archdiocese, the more and more people turn their heads and immediately recognize you. And you
Okay,
can hear
we
the
don't
murmurs and whispers. And eventually, you would have had to take a carriage to go further. And you arrive at the doorstep of your parents' modest home.
You got this.
I knock. You're muted.
You hear a chair rub against the floorboards of the home. And the door opens. And you see your father. And
I'm
it's
confused by the fact that this is a battle map implies that I might have to fight my parents.
Yeah, I need to get over my family trauma. Roll for initiative.
Punch.
there you go. I'll take away the grid for you.
No, put the grid back on. We might have to fight in here.
Lady Norstra is like, and Fridus are like, do you want us to go with you?
What the hell? Why is Pudge so big?
Oh, because he's thick. He's a thick boy.
Because I got rid of the grid.
No. This is Pudge canonically. This is how wide he is.
Oh.
Yes. Please. I mean, if you would prefer not to, you can stay outside with Lucky. Lucky lands on Lady Norstra's shoulder, and perhaps Ralph. Perhaps Ralphie. That would be really funny if he laid an owl pellet in their living room.
Did you want us there? Oh, Jesus Christ, giant waifu.
Fridus is like,
The things that happen when you get rid of the grid.
yeah.
Oh no, it's giant women. I'm scared and turned on.
Yes, please.
Fridus
All right,
will stand right behind you.
Pudge is gonna wait outside and start cooking a crock pot.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
The door opens and you see your father, Alton. He's there. It looks like he's got a fine coat on, a little bow tie, slicked back gray hair, his always kept and trimmed gray beard, salt and pepper. Manon, I didn't know you were coming. Like, I knew you were here on the island, but I didn't know you were coming to the island.
Oh, obviously. Given the speed with which gossip moves on this island and the fact that nobody in this district knows how to talk with their mouth shut, I knew that you knew I was here. I am here for two things, and two things only. I am here for the greater good, and I am here for my sister, and since I never intend to return to Pretoria after this, I felt that this was my last opportunity to... I suppose I felt that I ought to give you the opportunity to say your piece.
Yeah, your mother's inside. Do you want to come in?
We will. Thank you for your hospitality.
He steps to the side and opens the door freely for everyone to enter. And you see your mother sitting at a wooden table with a cup of steaming tea. And she, unlike your father, who seems to stammer and seems nervous, she says aloud with bravado, "Dearest daughter, welcome. It's been years. I brewed a pot of tea for you and your friends. Have a seat."
Dearest?
Tell your big metal friend to get comfortable. It must be very hot in all that armor.
Sure. Legion, why don't you take your helmet off?
Pop.
Oh. You have an automaton with you.
Well, I have a Legion with me.
He must come in here real
Come on,
handy. Oh. That is truly impressive.
Were you always this bad a liar, Mother, or have I just got better at telling now that I'm grown?
Now, that's not very good table conversation, now is it?
No, it's not, but I didn't come here for polite table conversation. I came here because I think that Hecate needs me, and I came specifically to this home because I am never coming back to this island again. So, not even in death, I've made my fellows promise me that they won't let me be brought back here after death. Just as a precaution, given the dangerous nature of my vocation and employ. But I'm never coming back here after this, and I couldn't look myself in the mirror if I didn't take the opportunity to see you, give you an opportunity to, well, I won't wish for amends, but I thought I'd give you the opportunity to say goodbye that I didn't give you the first time.
Your father will interject before she can speak. Manon, I know the last time we tried to talk out issues between us, it wasn't cordial and it wasn't always mature. And I'm glad that you've come to see us again. And and it's sweet of you to think of your sister. We haven't seen her in at least 2 years.
I have. I saw her, what, it was like 2 weeks ago?
2-3 weeks.
Yeah. I've seen her within the last month.
Really? How is she?
Um, she's double check. She's an imperator, right?
Conservator.
Conservator. Yeah, there we go. Backwards. She's a conservator.
That we knew.
She looks well. Looked well. Um, and I think that she's in trouble. And I am here to rectify that situation.
When he takes a moment to think and just about responds to you, your mother belts out. You saw your sister. Where did you see her?
On the continent?
And you just bumped into her.
Well, you must know I walked into a temple in Erismere and they thought I was her.
I don't know about those conservators. Ever since she graduated seminary school and that asshole recruited her, she's been off doing God's work, but she's been quiet too long. But, you said she's in trouble?
I think so.
What kind of trouble?
I don't know. I spoke with the cardinal. She's going to let me know when she's located her.
You spoke with the cardinal?
Yes. Like 45 minutes ago. We had a private audience with her.
Right. So...
I can't did get sprayed in the butthole right now.
Oh God. Bidet. Spray. Pew pew into butt.
Look, Manon, I appreciate that you thought of us and that you came here and visited with us and you know our values here, once family, always family, but you know, we love you, but our stance hasn't changed. As she puts her hand on her husband and looks at you. Look, who are we to question God's will? And who are we to question hundreds of years of tradition and institution? You know, I'm happy to see you, but I can't recommend you... I can't say that... I can't say that I'm not disappointed that... You know, I heard you were coming home and that you were here, and I thought maybe you had saw the way. And now I'm just disappointed.
I reach behind my neck and I start pulling off pieces of my gear, and I hand Legion my bow and my quiver. I undo my belt and hand it to him. I reach behind my neck and I pull loose the ribbon that's holding on the decorative breastplate. I hand that to Freitas. And I turn my back on my parents and I lift my tunic over my head so that they can see the stripes and the scars on my back. I know exactly how much your disappointment costs and cost me in blood and tears, and yet it did not change my path. I found people that loved me and that I love, and I am the chosen of Tamora. Her hand guides me, and she gives me the love that you never had for me. And I am so glad that I took this time so that I could see exactly what sort of hypocritical cowards you are, because your choices left these marks in my skin. Your choices put me in that box. And your cowardice is what led you to the point where you could have had two daughters, you now have none.
Boink.
And I calmly pull my tunic back on and I reassemble all of my gear.
Your father leans forward to say something, but your mother, as usual, has that flash of emotion in her eyes. And she calls out, "The love and affection that you speak of from all those foreign is a luxury only for those who have secured their spot on Mount Celestia. And real love comes in whatever form necessary to get you that secured spot in the afterlife. And as your mother, it is my obligation and duty to secure you a fulfilling life beyond this. And you can run and go have fun with all those other people, including these lot, if they give you hugs and kisses, if that makes you feel better. But you and I both will have to carry the weight of the fact that you will end up in the Nine Hells for following Tamora."
Oh,
And your father puts his hand on hers and squeezes it, and he stands up from the table. "I don't want this to end the same way it did last time. And she, under the pressure of his squeeze, goes quiet. "Man, and if you truly are happier beyond these walls, then I wish you all the best. And like your mother said, we will always be family and you will always be a daughter to us. But if we can't give you a home that will make you happy, I think these people will keep you safe," as he gestures to your friends. And it is with a heavy heart. As much as I was hoping for years to see you again, as much as it pains me to know that this is the last time, I have to recommend that if you choose to live and commit yourself to a life outside of here, that you do refrain from having one foot in their world and one foot in ours.
Did your dad just tell you to, like, fuck off?
Yeah. Huh. If I am here to save lives, I'm here to protect my sister. I am here to protect the very fabric of reality, and I am here to tell you both to take your sanctimonious bullshit and your blindness and to shove it up your ass. Because I didn't ask to be born. I was born of the will of the gods that you worship so diligently and so wrongheadedly, and I have earned my place through deeds and blood and devotion in the halls of Mount Celestia, when all you have done is sit in these four walls and suffer and cook in the stew of your own self-righteousness and your own self-pity that you were so cursed to have two daughters when you should have only had one. And I pity you. And I want no feet in this world. None. And you all are going to die old and alone and broken. And I hope that the feeble faith that made you lay these stripes in my skin keeps you warm on your deathbed. Because you will face the halls of justice, same as me. And one of us will be found wanting. And I am confident that it will not be me. And I lean forward and I pull 10 platinum out of my pocket. I put it on the table. And I say, consider this a payment for my upkeep of my childhood, and you would no longer have me as a daughter. I have paid whatever debt I owe to you. And I turn on my heel and I leave.
Legion will mic drop his halberd. And then pick it back up.
You muted.
Fridus steps in tow with you and takes your hand, and her hand feels hot. And she spits on the floor on the way out.
I squeeze her hand back.
And Norstra will close the door behind her gently, as she's the last to step out.
Well, that went about as... I don't know what I was expecting, but it went about as well as I expected, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you step out of the house, standing by one of the lampposts out on the street, hands kind of held in front of her, in her priestly robes, you see and recognize Sister Frangella, seemingly waiting for you to emerge.
Fuck me.
Who dis?
One of the sisters from the Archdiocese. Hello, Frangella.
She comes with her low elevated high heels, just barely enough to be considered a
The
high
little-
heel.
The little teacher high heels, the little like pointy. Yeah. Sunday school high heels.
She does a little jog over to you and goes in for a hug. Manon, how have you been? It's been so long. I heard last minute with all the ruckus and commotion that you were in town. you've gotten so much bigger, and I mean, you're not. I mean, you're
Comparatively.
yeah, you look good. You've been. I see you've been getting some exercise in.
I've walked, ridden, flown,
That's that time I
rode
threw you.
waves. Yeah, I've been thrown across the country, um, across the whole continent. Um, I've gotten conservatively a lot of exercise. Um, um, yeah, I'm doing well, I think. Right now, I think I might vomit because my parents always have that effect on me. Um, but oh, if you heard that I was here, the rest of the sisters and those in the archdiocese also have heard that I am here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Is it bad?
Everyone's chatting up a storm. They're interested to see if you'll stop by the church.
I was not intending on it.
Well, usually when people come back from their Runespringa, they have plenty of stories to tell.
Oh no.
Let me ask my companions real quick.
Who are these friends of yours, by the way?
I introduce everybody. This is Legion. This is Pugilus. He is a holy lizard of great power
Oh, I see.
and appetite
And Greece.
and grease.
You are a most imposing figure, Pugilus.
Thank you.
This is Lady Norstra. She is our diplomatic attaché.
Just a
And
very gentle handshake.
this is Fridus.
I'm Fridus! She gives Manon a big hug and looks at her.
My girlfriend? Lover? What? This is my Fridus.
Manon's my main squeeze.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't have put that better.
And you couldn't be a more interesting couple, as there's a giant towering Viking woman and Manon.
Yeah, she invited me to a bar fight on our first date. You can guess about how well that went.
I'm sure your cunning got you through the day.
Well, I didn't get a concussion. I do believe that we got disqualified, however.
Well, you'll have to tell me more about it over some tea or coffee.
I turn to everybody else. Do you all want to... Would you all like to go see some of my old school chums so that I can horrify and delight them with tales of my adventures on the continent?
Might be a good place to get information. Your mother mentioned someone who recruited your sister.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe finding more information about that guy could help us find her.
Sure. Frangella, have you seen Hecate lately?
Not since she graduated. She graduated seminary and became a novice cleric within our clergy, but it seems as though she was recruited to be a conservator or something along those lines? We haven't seen her in a while.
I've seen her recently, and I know that she came home, but I haven't been able to contact her as freely as I would like, and I'm a little worried about her. Um, do you think that anybody in the seminary, the archdiocese and the seminary, would be able to get message to the person who recruited her?
Oh. I haven't heard of her returning home. We
Well,
could ask the Archbishop, but I don't know if she has an answer.
well, the Cardinal is supposed to let me know if she finds out, but more than one piece of information may be good. Um,
You saw the Cardinal?
mm-hmm,
Wow.
I did.
Well, that explains why you look so official. Look at you.
Yeah, she's terrifying, just in case you were curious.
Is she? I know she can be, firmly handed when she needs to be, but...
Well, let's just say that I am only returned to the island because I come here with diplomatic ties.
Oh.
And as soon as my diplomatic relations are at an end, I have been kindly asked to get the fuck out.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. I had the wrong impression. I thought you were returning home.
No, I found my faith, but I am afraid that the God that chose me is... I have found my faith in the guiding instrument of Tamora.
Really?
She
Tamora?
chose me.
Oh, do you have, powers and stuff?
Some.
Oh.
I do. I reach out and then I just gently touch her on the shoulder and I say, "Tomorrow's luck be with you," and I cast guidance on her.
That's no fair. We teach that in seminary school.
Oh, fair. Fair. All right. Maybe perhaps something a little bit more. I crack my fingers and I pull a piece of white cloth out of the inside of my gauntlet, run it between my hands, and say, luck is fickle, but can be helped along, and I cast aid. Oh, I'm gonna upcast it to the 3rd level.
Oh. Ooh.
So let's see. 3 creatures. I cast aid on the 3 of us. She watches a flash of silvery light that I imagine smells like fresh gold coins.
Look at you. I'm so glad that you've developed so much since leaving for your Rumspringa. She turns over to Pudge. She could not even cast Sanctuary in her final years of schooling. You have no idea how far she's come.
Well, you see, now she's eaten more, so now she's become more powerful.
Little does
It's
she
all
know
right,
you
Manon.
still can't cast Sanctuary.
We can't cast Sanctuary either.
No, I still can't cast Sanctuary. I still can't cast Sanctuary. I can cast Cure Wounds. Kind of blew most of my load on aid there. But everybody gets 10 temporary HP. Your HP maximum increases by 10.
Oh,
For the
okay.
next 8 hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pudge.
You
But I
cast
can
it-
actually cast Sanctuary.
Could cast it at
The
Third
third
level?
level, so you get 10.
10. Okay.
The second level is 5.
Second level's 5.
Yeah.
I always forget that's not a first level spell.
No.
Well, if you're not returning to Pretoria in the way we thought you were, then maybe the church isn't a good idea.
That was my thought. Though I do... Yes, I feel like perhaps it is not the best idea. I don't want to get you in trouble, Frangella, but if you'd like to have a cup of tea, perhaps a place in public where people will witness that I am not in the process of despoiling or converting you to my wicked ways. I will tell you about my journey.
I'd be happy to. This is a public little tea patio you can go to. And she'll sit down. They have chairs made out of casted iron. They're quite heavy. As she
What god does she worship? She seems to be like the only nice person here.
She kinda is the only nice person here. She's the only teacher in seminary that didn't pick on me.
Old Spice shampoo.
she's a follower of Chantea.
Chantea. What the hell is a Chantea?
Or Chanti, however you pronounce it.
Chanti.
She's the goddess of agriculture.
Oh. Goddess of
Imagine she always
agriculture.
smells like sun-warmed wheat.
Yeah, so she'll lead you over, sit down, and order some tea. People will have a thin veil of going about their business as they pass you.
Great.
You happen to. I don't know why I'm asking for beer because I'm a robot. I don't need beer. There's no
That's
beer
not
here,
really
is
a
there?
thing. That's not really a thing, no.
Oh, that's depressing.
The more I learn about your dietary habits here, the more I see why your island is plagued with itness.
Ickness?
No,
This,
you're not wrong.
This island gives me the ick.
I don't suppose the conversation with your parents went all that well.
No. No, it did not. It did not. My mother still very firmly believes that her actions were to secure me a place on Mount Celestia, and my father is still
And then
firmly under her heel. So, no. But I got to disown them for a change, a fun change of pace.
Well, you are an adult now.
Hmm.
I'm sorry you had to go through that. What? So, you said you're on diplomatic business. What brings you here?
We've been fighting a war on the side of the Australithic League against the Dursfall Empire, and Durasol's making moves on Shadowmoor, and we were here to seek aid, and in lieu of uh, essentially conducting a naval invasion of Shadowmoor, which we felt that Pretoria would probably not take very well. We had hoped to get a little bit of aid from Pretoria, but I do not believe that that is going to happen. Also, I think I got Hecate in trouble, and I would like to try and get her out of it while I am here if I can, and I am not averse to swinging a big diplomatic dick around to do it.
Well,
Diplomatic.
as I have questions. I mean, you and Hecate didn't get along that well either. How did you get her in trouble?
We ran into each other on our adventures. She was on conservator business, and it happened to coincide with some business I had for the Australithic League, and she let me keep the artifact that we were seeking, and I believe she returned home without it, and it has been punished for my transgressions. Sins of the sister and all that.
Yeah, I've been hearing about this war. It doesn't sound pretty. I know the clergy's been praying on it for a while now. But other side of the continent,
Yeah.
it's a long ways off. Have you been... Did you get this model from Androrion? Were you traveling around that area?
Model. Oh.
Legion is from Andrew Ryan, but Legion speaks for himself.
Oh, you're sentient?
This unit consists of, well, now 147 individual souls.
How does that work? Are you like a phylactery?
We think so. We don't know. The collision happened. There was a big explosion. A lot of us died, and then we consolidated into a single unit.
But you seem like one person to me.
He didn't always.
Yeah, we didn't always. We gave up a lot to get to this point.
There was more of you?
There was more of us.
Like how much more?
Like 1,000 more.
And you just decided to hang out with Manon?
No, that's a different. We were holding consensus next to a pond when it blew up, or next to a thing when it blew up, and then a terrorist attack woke us up, pretty much.
Man, crazy shit does happen outside these walls.
Yeah.
I
We found Pudge in a dungeon.
Yeah, Pudge was just like chained to the wall for some reason.
Dungeons are dangerous. What were you doing in a dungeon?
They had arrested me for they did not see the light of good food and good culture.
Oh, are you like a food critic or something?
I'm a gourmand. I'm a cook.
Oh.
And also very critical of food.
Well, we'll have to show you some of Pretoria's best. We'll have to.
No.
Oh, are you?
I will show you good food.
Well, I suppose the church has a kitchen you could utilize if you need to cook.
Ah, yes. Holy work. I will do it there. Take me to this church, and I will go into there and show them how real holiness happens.
Okay, that should be fun. Wouldn't that be fun, Manon?
Thinking about all of the sisters in the frickin' church. Yes. I do believe that would be hilarious and a wonderful time and an excellent opportunity for cultural exchange. I'm gonna get poor Frangella excommunicated.
Okay.
New friends.
She sets her
New
tea
friends.
down. Okay, we can go have a little cooking time. That's a good conversation starter, isn't it?
I think
Is
so.
that everybody's
So-
out of character? Is that everybody's like tick? They're like, gotta talk nice. Got something nice to talk about.
Yeah, that sounds.
Church ladies. Yeah.
Yeah. So she'll take you over to the local church.
Le Temple. Which one does which god is it dedicated to? This one?
So they don't really have like god-specific temples. They kind
All
of
of the gods
have
of
like
Victoria.
giant cathedrals dedicated to their collective gods.
Okay.
So there may be statues of a particular god you can go to and pray to, but it's all collectivized.
It's all in the same build. It's like Skyrim, where it has all the.
Yeah.
That sounds like a cost saving measure.
It definitely is because they want big and grand, and you can't have one of those for like 20 gods.
Right.
What the?
20 guys.
I mean, look at the ceilings in this place.
You'd
Yeah.
have to have a district for like each different god. I think I'm gonna have to make my holy city like that. Holy fuck.
I'm so mad. There's so many Romans.
When we go into the main chapel area, I'll just find a quiet corner and I'll put down a marked playing card and a double-headed coin. A little act of defiance and say a prayer.
Ooh, scandalous.
Yeah.
She'll take you over
Also-
to the church kitchen. Yes, Legion?
Also, she asked if I was a model from Andrew Ryan. Are there other constructs here?
I don't think I've ever seen other constructs here, but I know that Praetorians and the conservatorship have been spending a lot of time in Andrew Ryan. Hecate spent time there.
Correct.
Neat.
They have like scientists go out there.
Oh no, Christian
Scientists.
scientists. Christian scientists. Oh no.
Doing research on their they're like Roma booze, but they're like Andrew Ryan booze.
But also evangelical.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't Andrew Ryan have a different set of gods it worshipped?
No, I'm pretty sure it was also tier.
It's pretty similar.
Yeah.
It's pretty similar. Yeah, I don't have like a scene for the church kitchen, but you know,
We can imagine.
theater of the mind. She'll take you into the church, and immediately you see a few familiar faces going through here, Manon.
Ugh. Gross.
Yeah, at the altar you see Patrice Zarcone playing with like reloading the bread bin, the cracker bin. He turns around. Manon.
Zarkon?
He walks down with his big priestly robes. I had heard you were in town, visiting with Sister Frangella, are we?
We are. My friend Pudge is gonna make us dinner.
Really? Well, never trust a skinny chef, as they say, right?
That's literally one of the tenets of his faith.
Mm-hmm. They are literally liars and don't know how to eat.
Well, feel free to use the ingredients in the kitchen if you are in need of anything, Mr. Pudulus. Good to see you back home, Manon. You seem well adventured.
I have seen things you would not believe. And killed them subsequently.
It's only been 30 years since my Rumspringa, and I remember some things quite fondly.
Did you ever fight an undead beholder?
A beholder? No, I didn't. I don't think I fought specifically that. Anyway.
Various devils, a green worm, Dracoliches.
The usual. Yeah, the usual, right?
This motherfucker fought one goblin.
Not even like a group of goblins, just one.
No, just one. And I'm sure it was just like a poor kid that came up to him in a city and asked him for some money, and he kicked him.
The person who goes to mission in Hawaii, the person who goes to Uganda for mission.
Yeah. Oh, I should probably... where is it? Here's Patrice Sarkon.
This motherfucker.
Will you...
This isn't the
This isn't the what?
This isn't the like the priest whose son you fucked, is it?
Oh no, I fucked the son of the archbishop.
Oh, that's worse.
I still wonder what happened to him.
More than once.
Will you be staying for evening mass?
I'm waiting for the cardinal to get back to me with some information, so I don't have any place else to go currently.
You saw Cardinal Iacona. Wow.
I did. Basically, as soon as I arrived on the island.
Wow. That's a warm welcome if I've ever heard one. Now,
Warm
if you...
is not the temperature of that room, but
Well, feel free to use the kitchen. Welcome home, Manon.
if you wanted to gather the accolades to share in our dinner, Pudge is very used to cooking for a group. In fact, he prefers to cook for a crowd.
Oh, well, we haven't eaten yet. I'll happily ask for everyone to join tonight.
Exactly. Extend an invitation.
I will do that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go light the candles for Mass.
It will take him all 3 hours before now in Mass to light every candle in the house, just so you all know.
Vittoria!
Go through like 3 punks just to light it all.
Uh-huh.
You know, he's got like a 20-foot rod to light the candles up high.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I now understand why your people are just so backwards.
Uh-huh.
They spend too much time lighting and not enough time eating.
Getting lit.
Getting lit.
They don't have beer. What is this place?
A bad place.
Yeah.
Bad.
I imagine
gonna
that
make a
the
cleric of
holy
beer.
wine is like Manischewitz. It's just gross. It's alcohol that punishes you for drinking it.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna cook them. Let me see. What can I cook up? Yep.
I
They get
thought
chicken sandwiches.
I thought Pudgy would like an opportunity to show off some of those spicy spices that you
Just
brought for tax purposes.
Are you asking me to give them the dust of sneezing and choking?
No, I was trying to get Pudge. I was trying to give you an opportunity to convert some of these accolades into gourmands.
I was trying to make sure about that because I was worried that you wanted me to fulfill petty
Poison
revenge
them.
for you.
No, no. The pettiest revenge is to get other people to also live well and throw off the yokes of their oppressors.
Okay, so I'm gonna make chicken sandwiches,
Okay.
but the breads are replaced with steaks.
oh,
Oh,
I was gonna ask if it's like a KFC sandwich where
Yeah. It's just it's just 2 pieces of fried chicken with bacon in the
oh
middle.
no. No.
Oh, you know what?
No,
We'll do
it's
that.
fried chicken with taste with steaks on either
I'll give
side.
him. I'll give him the Colonel special then,
Wonderful.
and I'll use all herbs and spices, and the sandwich will leak,
all 11 of them.
and they will get a fry, but it's not necessarily fries.
That's because he doesn't believe in
Potatoes.
potatoes.
Highly processed potatoes, yes, but very highly processed.
These are only potatoes by reputation and not by fact.
And I'll use
You-
a dust of deliciousness.
As you walk through the cathedral, navigating your way to the culinary area, you bump into Patrice Delamonte. Who is walking down the hallway and bumps shoulders into Pugilus. Good heavens. Who let you in here?
Me. I'm here to baptize your diet.
He immediately begins looking around to ask some questions to the local clergy of who the fuck is this guy? And sees Manon. That answers it. Leave it to Manon Honortide to bring such eclectic company. What brings you back home?
War, human experimentation deals with devils and dead vestige deities have torn their way through the continent, and I am here to make sure, or at least in some part, to use diplomacy to try to prevent the Durisfall Empire from ripping a hole in the fabric of reality. And what have you been up to?
Teaching the youth, making sure that our top talent are fostered and ready to do as our gods will with all the world's current events. I believe, given the mess outside these walls I've been hearing about, that it's not before long they will arrive at our doorstep. And so, as they say, I'm doing my part. But it sounds like, you've been out there this whole time. Truly, how much of a mess is it?
Well,
Say, remember that collision?
yeah.
Remember the collision?
Well, there's a second one coming up, and they're trying
Yeah,
to do it.
so
The revenge.
Um. Well, uh, in the days leading up to my arrival here, I fought Dracolich. I fought a Death's Head Tyrant. I fought 3 different devils, um, amongst other things. Um, I fought an Archfey in a sliver of the Feywild. Um, my friend Pudge here that you looked at with such derision, um, managed to talk a dragon turtle out of attacking our ship on the way here. So, yeah, I'd say conservatively it's a mess, and I'd say the fact that we're here is a sign that trouble is already on your doorstep.
By the way, what if I knew of a land that wanted to hear more of about your religion?
Do tell.
There is a land that has little government and much spiritual need.
Uh-oh.
It is called Rustbellow, and I
Oh,
recommend
no.
and I would like to make recommendations for journeys of new acolytes to go in pilgrimage.
Well, if anybody needs our help, it would be the Rustbellow folk. However, I feel like perhaps it's wiser to spend time with others more open-minded.
Oh, you have not been to Rustbellow much recently, then.
They are very open-minded in Rustbellow.
The minds have changed for them.
What would have...
Their material needs have not been satisfied. And then they seek a spiritual hunger.
If Manon's talking, you can roll with advantage and see if you could deceive him.
I want to see. I want to send how many fucking Rumspringa motherfuckers I can send into that dragon's fucking mouth.
Let's go Roadspring to Rustbellow.
Dude,
Ow.
even if they don't get eaten by the turtle, if they go Rumspringa to Rustbellow, none of them are coming home. The second they buy a fucking night in the inn, they're all figuring out that sex is awesome and no one's coming back here.
And beer's a thing.
Wow, it's like I'm having a draconic baptism.
It looks like for a second there, he was like, maybe he's telling the truth. And he goes, no, there's no way people in Rustbellow would be amenable to Praetorian ways. Anyway, look. I'm sure if there's any hope there to be had for the people of Rustbellow, I'm sure your sister would be more than happy to go over there and make a difference, man.
Oh, have you seen her recently?
Haven't seen her actually since she graduated, top of my class. She was one of the very few recruited to the Conservators. I'm very proud of her and the work she did under my mentorship.
Well, I'm sure that you are. Would you happen to have the means by which to contact the recruiter for the conservatorship? A talented teacher such as yourself? Because I'm having a little bit of trouble getting in touch with my sister, and I'd like to do this through the proper channels, if you will.
Well, unfortunately, I am not in a privileged enough position to know who the recruiter is. I understand that she's working under the employ of the Imperator. And they are granted what would you call it? Federal government authorized confidentiality.
They're spooks.
It is all of our understanding. It was made all of our understanding that when Hecate was approached by the Imperator and recruited, that the work she does is now highly confidential, and it is not our place to question it, and it is to respect it.
Ah, fair. Well, I guess that's probably why I know what she's been up to and you don't. I hope you have a great day, and I keep fucking walking.
Turns around, one eyebrow up. And you make it to the kitchen.
What does this kitchen look like?
You walk in, and for all the grandeur of this building, it's just a cute little kitchen. There's a little... They do have a built into the wall, a little, like, box of holding, but it's a room of holding. Little walk-in pantry. As well as some other more, like, salted goods. Things like that.
I'll begin.
Yeah. They have a fish smoking room. They smoked a fish.
The fish
It's
are allowed to
stinky.
smoke?
The fish are
The fish are the only people that are allowed to smoke on Pretoria, actually.
Go ahead and make a performance check for your culinary preparations.
I just imagine the sad little kitchen that was in most of the churches I lived in growing up. Had just like a rinky-dink little electric stove that always had one burner broken. An oven that never got to temperature.
What do you think you're making here, Pudge?
The
KFC.
The double
kernels.
stack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
double stack.
Is that what it's called actually? Hold on, double
I think so.
KFC. No, the double down. Double down.
Oh, there we go.
That's just two fucking chicken breasts with bacon sandwiched between them.
See,
Pudge, are you allowed to eat cheese?
Yes, because it is from animal.
Okay. So it's cheese, a piece of bacon, and two fried chicken breasts.
Yep, that's what they're gonna get.
Are you allowed breading on the meat?
Yes, but only because. Let me explain this. I don't want this to seem arbitrary. I need to explain my religious beliefs to you. Breading has been processed multiple times. It is grain that has been blessed by a grinder. And then it has to have been, at some point, baked, proofed. There are multiple steps to make something into bread. Bread is probably the most holiest of vegetable for this. Of the lower tier of the vegetable kind. And because it has been processed so much, and then it needs to be broken down into a cracker-like form or a crumble-like form, then rebirthed again into a fried form, it thus is now sanctified non-vegetable.
Is your whole religion just about birth and rebirth? And then rebirth again?
Through consumption.
Is life
Through
not
consumption.
that? Look, Legion. Wouldn't you understand the most? Look at all these people. They eat, and they excrete it out, and then they eat more. They take in and never stop until they die.
Yep. Can I get to a point where I could maybe hear any conversations that these people are making?
Upon dinner time, perhaps. Let's see here.
Manon,
Mhm.
are we sure that your sister got like arrested by Praetorian people, or was she captured?
She told me not to come home.
Not to come home. Something's gonna happen tonight. I feel it. I feel it in my. I don't have bones.
Hmm.
If she was on Pretoria, she by now knows that I am here.
Well, where should we go to find her?
Well, I suppose we'll wait to see if the Cardinal actually gets back to us with that information. Um,
What if the Cardinal is the reason she's locked up?
it's possible. It's possible. Um, I imagine we could go make nuisances of ourselves, and I imagine that would stir up some stuff, but
We still have your cider. Start just passing that out.
do. I also still have a sending scroll. I could see if I could contact Hecate again. It's either that or I just go wandering around the whole fucking city pointing with message to see and hope she's not between 10 feet of 10 feet of stone and me.
That seems rather not what's the word? Obvious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, I while Pudge is making his double stacks, whatever. Um, I will sit down.
He makes the double stacks worst by putting them in an egg and flour solution again, and then deep frying them again.
Dip frying the whole thing.
Yeah, just taking the entire thing and deep frying it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I love it. Um, while he does that, I'll do commune.
Okay.
Just
If
You find
actually,
between your fingers the coin again.
I don't hide while I do this. I will speak with my God in the open, for this is a place of holy worship.
Okay.
And I will flip the coin, cover it with my hand, and I will ask, is the Cardinal telling the truth about her knowledge of Hecate?
No.
I should knew it. Okay.
Comes up as tails.
I flip again, catch it. Should we be concerned with our safety tonight?
It is tails.
No, not concerned about our safety. Okay. Flip again. Is Hecate on Is Hecate under Praetorian imprisonment? Is she being held by Praetorians?
Heads.
Okay. Well, I come out of it. I tuck my coin back away. So as we, I mean, I couldn't tell if she was lying or not, but the Cardinal does know about Hecate. We probably aren't in any danger tonight, but Praetorians are holding Hecate.
And that's just a yes or no questions kind of that deal, right?
Mhm.
So we couldn't really figure out where she's being held.
No, I mean, I guess I could just start naming buildings.
Is she here? Like that?
Yeah.
Um,
I'll just group them together. Is she in any of these buildings? Is she in any of these buildings? I'd say let's have Pudge's delicious dinner. See what sort of conversations we can get flowing in the archdiocese. If we cause enough of a ruckus, I'm sure that the archbishop will show herself, for good or ill. And then, if nothing comes of it, I'll try sending again to see if I can get any more information from Hecate. So, I have to grab my food from the door, so 1 second.
Alrighty.
oh.
Fudge talking about doing a double stacked fucking chicken sandwich. I'm like,
Got you in
I'm
the mood.
so hungry.
I'd fucking love some Dave's hot chicken right now.
And there. Okay. Sitting around the dinner table, they have prepared plates, utensils, everything, the glasses. They got the holy wine out.
Ooh.
Ooh. And they are prepared for Pudge's unveiling of the dish tonight. Pudge, how do you unveil tonight's dinner?
Holy solemnity, obviously.
The holy plastic wrap. It's well, I don't have any like cool utensils, so just hands it out like little plastic wrap little sandwiches.
That's because you use all your food utensils for war.
Yes. Yeah, that's it.
Like wrapped up like you're handing it out from a food truck.
It's
Yes.
modest. Okay. Yeah, they get the food, kind of unwrap it bare. That looks good. And they begin. Are we supposed to use our hands for this?
There is no other way.
Very well. As they look at each other and you can hear the crunch of their bite.
Like a fuck tons of grease just trickles off the skin and hits the table.
It's a normal KFC.
Yeah, it's just a normal KFC experience.
As they're taking their first bites and kind of evaluating the flavor, the archdiocese herself walks in. who you probably would understand is like the Archbishop.
Really grand names for a fucking island.
She takes a seat at the table.
What the fuck name is that? Archa.
Archdiocese Liliana.
Lilana Vitarosa. Manon. So kind of you for you and your friends to provide dinner for our clergyman tonight. Thank you.
Please thank Pudge. He is only fulfilling his holy duty.
Should we be putting our they haven't bite into the food yet. Should we be putting our names next to Pudge's right now?
Delicious. I'm already halfway through my sandwich.
Yeah, they all start eating. This is good. You rolled a 13, and it's not that the food was okay or bad. The food is excellent by all accounts, but they're not used to eating this.
It is different. Well, that's all I need it to be. I just need it to be different food that is food.
But they're not offended by it. They're eating it, and they're like, okay, this is different. This is good.
Is there any vegetables in this?
No.
Not even pickles, nothing.
Did anybody ask that? I'd be like, no, it's against my religion.
And this is great protein, but where are the vitamins?
We don't use that word here. Not at a holy place like the table.
They look at each other. Sistren Vittoria wipes the grease from her lip, dabs it. This is very good, Mr. Pudge?
No, just Pudge.
Pudge. And where did you learn to cook like this?
Everywhere. Everywhere I have been, I have picked up a piece of culture, food, history, and have placed it into the meal you are eating right now.
And
For no society would ever think to make this meal.
and where are you from?
I do not remember. I remember it was a swamp of some type, but I left it. For food was not cooked nor fried, and I sought to get big and large like my kin.
Your kin.
Dragon, obviously.
Ah. Of course. And, so sorry, I don't think your metal friend here can partake. Are you able to eat?
Yeah, somewhat. Legion, his shoulder opens up and there's the gas can and he opens it up and is like, Pudge, we don't know how we're gonna get that in there.
You just like open your chest plate, throw it in, and shut up.
Just kind of like mushes it.
Ah!
Like, just...
Tries to shove it in the face hole.
He uses his pestle from his mortar and pestle.
We'll get it in there.
Or do you blend the food for Legion and pour the blender?
If I'm allowed a blender, that is all.
If I'm allowed a blender,
Smoothie!
pulls out a
Smoothie.
blender.
I like to think that you have a tenderizer and you tenderize it so much that it becomes pate.
It's
He
kind of
does
like
have a giant maul.
it's kind of like Legion became like my grease trap at the back of every restaurant. That's Legion. I just go
Oh,
to
God.
with it.
Legion goes, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Legion is not. I don't think he's solid. So I don't. I think this is just leaking.
It leaks out, yeah, between the joints.
He's not he's not squeaky anymore though.
But definitely stanky.
No, Legion has definitely started watching himself more since Pudge joined the party.
Man, it's so kind of you to think of us and to visit, says Vittoria. You know, I remember you in your school days. You were... I was so concerned with what your plans for the future would be and to make something of yourself, but here you are, and you just seem so embellished.
Well,
What is that supposed to mean?
I'm glad you went and made something of yourself.
yeah. Oh, well, I have had quite the adventure since I have been gone. I've met a lot of people, done a lot of things, and I was afforded the opportunity to find my way to being a hero to people who needed it.
Most noble. Very proud of you. The deacon nods. Always glad to see, you know, a student of our institution go on to ultimately help people. That's ultimately what the grandest vision in the eyes of our gods. To take what we teach you and to go make a difference, whether it be here or elsewhere.
Well, you know, the gods of Pretoria never spoke to me. Perhaps I didn't know how to listen yet. Perhaps I was too filled with bitterness and resentment to hear them. But I found my own way. I found the touch of the divine in my own sense.
And what a privileged position it is to have been spoken to, I suppose.
It is. It is. I did meet Helm once, but
You did?
my heart's still. You did.
Oh.
But my heart has always belonged to Tamara.
Well, there is no more sanctimonious a relationship as one with their deity. The Archdiocese has been politely eating and listening to the conversation. Then you see her head lean in past the deacons to meet your eyes. Just a little bit of grease coming down as she dabs it. And what about Tamora has captured your heart? That perhaps one in such a way that none of our gods could reach you.
Well, when I was at my lowest and my most alone, the only kindness I heard was from her. And she found me and did not find me wanting, and felt that I was worthy of her favor, regardless, just as me. As skinny and buck-toothed and troublesome, and it's shocking what a little bit of kindness will do to someone who doesn't know what it tastes like. Much like good food.
Experiencing pleasure for the first time and having gone a long absence without it certainly does things for a person, yes. And I'm glad it was at least the love of a deity that captured your heart and not other influences.
Presumably you speak about
Drugs.
lower influences. Though I've known the lure and love of flesh, but I've never felt the call, the infernal call of those below. Though I've been in plenty of situations that it might be that way.
Ow. Yes.
See, it's already dirty. There's no point in having a stupid glass.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
You gonna take a nap?
Yes.
Okay. Ew.
You're welcome.
You're disgusting.
You're welcome.
He licked my face. Alright. She seems satisfied with your answer. What teachings or what teachings have you received, and what is the will of Tamora?
Well, Tamora is the instrument of fate. Good fortune, skill, victory, adventures.
Luck.
The Lady of Luck, luck. The Lady of Luck gives her favor to those who take risks. She doesn't grant good luck, necessarily. But she does grant some luck, whatever that may be. I've met one of the wisest women I've ever known, and she worships the RK, and it believes that everything that is willed to happen will happen. And Tamora is more like an instrument of fate, but fate favors the bold. risking failure, risk reward.
I can see how that calls to you. Otherwise,
Worked out for me so far. So far.
I suppose it has. Well, this is a very lovely meal. How long will you be staying, Manon?
I'll be staying until I hear about my sister's whereabouts. And then it's off to other dealings.
Your sister. A bright one she is.
She is something. She very much is.
I must admit I wasn't overjoyed by the prospect of losing her. She would have been a fine prospect for the clergy.
Well, it seems in my estimation that Hecate is not adverse to a little bit of risk herself.
I think when you have absolute faith in a well-aligned deity, that personal risk in your actions is not a concern.
I think maybe that's one of the reasons why Tamora called to me so much. That whatever I risk myself. And she rewards me for it or punishes me for it. But the risk is mine, and the responsibility is mine. I think that it's very easy to absolve yourself of responsibilities taken in the name of God.
Oh, snap.
She turns to Pudge. And what of your following? What is ultimately your philosophy and will of a higher being?
Consume.
Is it to just get bigger?
Just get bigger.
Oh,
To say it like that would mean it would have no other value. As if largeness itself is not an objective of all life. I think in eating well and being even better. I personally seek to become as large as my kin. But I think eating is the goal for all of us.
Do you follow Chantea?
No. I follow no such being that might eat something from the ground.
She looks around like, what the fuck?
what the fuck?
I see that as she eats the last bit of her sandwich.
Only meats and products of meats, or something that has been blessed multiple times by the hands of people.
Carbohydrates, meats, and
I am actually in my oath of redemption right now.
Oh, a paladin.
I accidentally ate a lettuce leaf. Ungarnished with holy oils and vinegars, not fried, stewed, nor cooked. And every day I carry the burden of eating that leaf.
And a heavy burden it must be.
I have a question. Pudge wasn't in his redemption arc. What paladin would he be?
A conquest.
Conquest.
Yeah, definitely
Probably.
Paladin.
Or glory.
Glory!
Oath of Glory Paladin.
I don't know. Yeah, it's redemption. I don't know.
And what of Legion, was it?
Yes.
You are a byproduct of the collision, aren't you?
Yes, we are. We lived in a time, or during a time where we believe actually gods walked among on the earth.
There weren't gods, there were guardians, and they were different. They're different.
No, they were different.
You come from Andorine, and that was arguably the most divine place in history.
The veil was super thin. Still blew up.
Do you serve any god?
No, we do not.
Might I ask how that comes to be? Are you able to believe in a god?
Sure, many of what made us used to believe in gods, or still believe in gods. It doesn't matter. We believe in camaraderie, helping those around us. And stopping the people from blowing up this planet. It's pretty dope here. I
Well,
kind of like some people here.
from what I'm hearing, it sounds like you're perhaps a worshipper of Helm by Tenet. Have you considered trying to establish a relationship with Helm?
No.
No.
We are sorry. We are not interested.
I'm just curious to know why, when there are benevolent powers higher than us in the universe that lend their aid.
Because benevolent powers that are higher of us in the universe caused this problem in the first place.
So it is the fault of benevolent gods as opposed to lower planar gods?
It's the fault of all of them. Kind of what happened at Andrew Ryan collision. There was two forces kind of clapped together and chain reaction happened. Or at least that's how we understand it.
You must have seen many difficult things over the years.
Oh yeah. Spent most of us just keeping ourselves together.
And how do you seem to care for your party members so very much so. It must be difficult when you yourself, I imagine, cannot die the way mortals do after 1,000 years.
Yeah. We've seen people come and people go. And eventually, we will go. This body's not going to last forever.
I suppose not. Do you look forward to that day?
Not so much look forward to it as I'm just expecting it. Hopefully not soon.
Very insightful. Well, it's getting late. Will you be staying the night?
I didn't even think about needing sleep.
We're certainly not spending the night at my parents' house.
Oh yeah, that's not happening.
So,
Is there not an embassy?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never been a diplomat before, Pudge.
Right. Where diplomats? Is there an Austrolithic League embassy?
There are
Are we
no
allowed to
embassies.
establish- Can't.
Guess
Party. Are we allowed to establish one? And now to everyone else, can we establish one?
an embassy. I don't see a reason why we need one. We have always, with open arms, welcomed guests to stay in our quarters within the church.
Oh, so you will not mind us mingling with you?
I suppose not. We have rooms downstairs in the basement that you could stay at with fresh changes of clothes and amenities if you need them.
And how good's the digs here?
Well, there aren't fleas. We've slept worse places.
We have slept in worse places.
We've slept in
And-
Rust Bellow.
I liked sleeping in Rust Bellow.
No,
Well-
some of us did sleeping.
Yeah, fair.
There was a
Um,
24-hour fighting ring.
Yes, you were fighting in Rust Bellow, Legion. And not folding twinks in half.
That's when I folded the twink in half. I thought that
Yes.
was in somewhere on
Mhm.
the East Coast.
That was in Rust Bellow.
That was in Rust Bellow. Okay. I got
Yep.
paid for that actually.
Yeah, you did a sex work. Yeah, it's not the worst. It's a little austere. There's a bed, clean sheets, no windows.
I guess it'll work if it's free.
It is free. I suppose if we wanted to establish an embassy, we could just buy a house.
How much is a house?
Probably a lot less than what we are currently carrying upon our bodies.
No, I don't think buying a house would be a good idea because you can't come back.
But the embassy lives beyond us.
Right.
We'd like to buy property.
Actually, I think we might not be able to buy property because I think you have to be a Praetorian citizen in good standing to buy property. And I'm pretty sure, considering that the Cardinal told me to get the fuck out as soon as I was done, I am not considered a Praetorian citizen of good standing.
Well, that's good because you're not buying a house. The embassy. Is.
The Australithic League is buying a house.
You know, these legal trappings. We didn't have them just because of you. We had it for other reasons. We could do things. I'm gonna go to the church and start demanding to buy property. I don't know where else to go. And this place looks,
So they're just like accosting acolytes, and they're like,
We
It
would
looks
like
like-
to buy property.
it looks like a big church, so the church is where I buy property. I guess that's what I'll do.
Frangella will show you to your rooms. Will you and Fridus be sharing a room?
Yes?
Very good. It's good. It's good to see you again, Manon.
Yeah.
Try not to grow up too fast.
Well, some things are inevitable, but I'm still try to have fun when I can. Frangella, thank you. You were the only person who was never cruel to me while I was here.
I'm glad I could be there for you when you needed it. We have to... It's important that we prove to our students and show them, as an example, the good that our gods want us to do.
Well,
Do as you preach.
yeah. From by my reckoning, I think that you are the only person who has I think that you've earned a place in heaven. But what do I know? I failed out of seminary school.
You know, unless a god's whispering in your ear that you're in, do any of us really know?
Well, fair. So if you ask me tomorrow, I can ask tomorrow what she thinks.
For what it's worth, why not? Good night, Manon.
Good night, Frangella.
And she will leave, and you all have a undisturbed long rest.
That means the aid goes away, doesn't it?
It does.
But the spell slot also comes back.
Oh, slot also comes back.
Yeah.
Uninterrupted long rest.
And it's already 5:30, so we will pick up day 2 in Pretoria hypothetically next week.
Okie dokie.
All right. We gotta sneak around at like a night or something.
Yeah.
And buy property.
And buy property.
Yes, establish an embassy.
Goes up to a friar. I want property. What?
Yep.
We're going to immediately establish. We're going to buy property and then immediately do a B&E.
Oh no.
We
Of
could
our own
presumably-
property?
Yeah. We could presumably kill my parents and just take their house.
Jesus.
I don't think the diplomatic community covers that.
Probably not. No. No. And I think it does undo my very dramatic goodbye.
Just assassinate
Hi,
them in
Mom.
the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Day 1 in Trauma Island.
Yeah.
Resolved.
Thanks for
Do it.
Thanks for watching Manon give speeches of various efficacy.
Aw, shucks, everybody. Well, now some of us have to run to a wine bar, so, you know, we have to get all prettied up.
Alright.
All right.
See you later. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Peace.
Bye, everyone.